um. Oh. If you guys can see me, I can't even see myself right now. That with me? Oh no. Uh, okay. Mm, nice. Okay. It's looking for a game to capture. Sorry, this is actually my gaming. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, there we go. This is actually my gaming setup. Hopefully you can hear me as well. Let me turn my heat off. Sorry, this is about to be like the most bootleg stream in the world. Because I don't actually know how to use this software yet. So what I'm going to do in the background for now, because it's just saying looking for a game to capture, I'm trying to learn how to stream because I enjoy playing games. I'm going to turn that off for now. And I'm also going to see if I can see my YouTube channel because I am live. Bear with me. I don't know why I can't see the chat. There's got to be a way to see the chat. Okay. I have this whole, like, I have a proper camera and a microphone, but I can't find the HDMI cable. It's somewhere, which sucks because then I would be super crispy, and that obviously affects the stream, the quality of the stream. So this is going to be a super bootleg stream, and I'm going to get some help. I've got a lot of tech boys in my life, so I'm going to get them to come sort me out. Hopefully by the next live. So I'm just trying to actually open up my actual live stream. So bear with me. So at least I can keep an eye on the chat. I don't know why I can't see the chat on Streamlabs.
This is my hack for working smart.
Super
Monday.com. Let me show you how.
Really, really weird. I hope you guys are doing well though. If anyone's even in my stream, or I could just be talking to myself to be fair. Alright, okay, perfect. Right. So I'm gonna come back here in a second. And okay, so I can see myself actually. That's pretty good. Okay, let me see if I can get up some of my subjects. I don't know where to start really. I guess we should start with the trending topic. That would make sense. I don't think I need this tab open. I don't think I need this open. And I think I'm going to make this, yeah, smaller. Maybe this size. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Okay, so let me see something. I'm going to add a source, and the source is going to be display, maybe window capture. Yeah. I'm going to call it Google. Okie dokie. So, where is that? Okay. Let's pick a window. Yeah. Oh, that's huge. Okay. Let's put it maybe at the bottom. Sorry, guys. Okay. There we go. That is better. Okay, so I have the wrong page open. Hold on 1 second. Ooh. Whoops. Like, tell me you're absolute noob without telling me you're noob. This is like noob shit, like absolute noob. What's going on over there though? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna move this one now just a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm actually capturing the wrong page. Maybe this. Oh, Wikipedia. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So, right, I'm gonna make this into this post bigger, like that. And I think you guys will be able to see it better. Okay. I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. Hopefully next week is gonna be super nice. But for now, this is just gonna have to suffice for me. I think I'm gonna keep an eye on my stream with my cellular device. I'm gonna check my phone until I figure out how to actually get the live chat up. So let me click on a video. Cellular device. I'm gonna check. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick picture to say that I'm live. Quick selfie. I take pictures like such an auntie. Right, okay. I suppose the trajectory for this, I changed my title. And basically, my original title was Dear Black Women, You Can Have It All. And I suppose that was kind of triggered by me seeing that Flo Milli was allegedly pregnant. And I've just been thinking about, obviously women that look like me in media and like my representation in media, basically. Um, and hold on, sorry, I got a red label. Don't ask me how I got it. I'm getting to my auntie later. But um, I feel like me personally, in just my own life, I'm not feeling a lot of, I would say, satisfaction, and it's not coming from the satisfaction that I'm looking for. I don't think it can be provided by a man. To be honest with you, I'm feeling very dissatisfied in that front. The other day, I actually just made my own Hinge profile. I do have a date scheduled for next Wednesday, but I'm going into it with such like casualness, and also I'm very nonchalant, and I feel because I'm not really emotionally invested. I think if something does come of it, I would get like, how did they say, like creme de la creme. I would get like top pickings because I'm not fussed, even in terms of the people who have liked my pages. I did my search bar to be older, to like, honestly, I was looking at, I skipped 30, I was looking at like 30, 38 to about 69. Reason, 69, you know. But reason being is because like I want somebody who, like, I believe in hypergamy, and hypergamous relationships, and using my youth, my beauty, what I have up here to get into the best relationship that I can, the relationship that I will be treated like the absolute goddess that I am, and that, will be a very comfortable life to raise children in. And that doesn't mean that I don't aspire to things on my own. I very much do, which is why I'm taking my education very seriously. And I'm working on myself. I'm going to the gym, and I'm actually very cute. I just threw myself together for you guys in like 10 minutes because I've been hosting my family. Like my family's over, they're in the living room, and so I told my mum I need you to leave me alone, okay, for my live stream. I need you to leave me alone for like 2-3 hours so I can get through my live stream. And one of my aspirations definitely is to kind of get back in my content bag. I've done a lot of different things, whether it be affiliate marketing, whether it be crypto, NFTs, all that kind of stuff. And I think getting to a point where I know what I truly enjoy and I need to commit to it. And in order to commit to it, I need to really give this my time and attention. And anything that kind of differs from that, I don't really want it anymore. You know, I have few friends, very little friends. I have my best friend, her name is Mavis. I have my good girlfriend, her name is Testa. And I have like people in my life that are really close to me as well. You know, like the girl I play games with, Princess, like she's really close to me and we kind of just met online. So I'm very content. And for me, I feel like, especially as someone, I'm 25 now. I turned 25 in September. And so I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20, which is so funny and interesting to say. It happens overnight. And I really want to encourage young girls to enjoy your youth, like, and be present in the moment. And also, for me, I'm one of those people, I feel like I do show some sort of like neurodivergence. And I think I'm sort of on the spectrum as well. Because sometimes, like, the way my mind works, I cause myself, even though I'm so brilliant, I cause myself a lot of trouble and it's not necessary. So I just say and encourage you guys to appreciate where you are because there was a time where I wasn't here, do you know what I mean? And I didn't have a bed and stuff like that. So, like, and then even now that I'm here and I have so much, I've got this beautiful home, all this kind of stuff, like, I still feel inadequate. Do you know what I mean? And I still feel like, oh, there's still much to do, which there is. There's lots to enjoy and conquer in your life. But you'll realize that when you do finally get there, if you haven't learned to appreciate just being, just existing, then you will never really find that happiness that you think that you're chasing. So I say all that to say that do your best. Like, don't take people's advice where it's like, you know, like be callous. I say take risks, trap, you know, like take risks and prosper. But at the same time, you don't want to like, and as much as I love doing things for the plot, I believe that you should do things for the plot that may not necessarily really affect your mental and emotional well-being because it may leave you with scars or emotional baggage that you don't want to necessarily deal with. And I had like someone message me and say also thank you to everybody on my stream. Make sure you know put your little 2 pence. Let me know how you're doing, what your name is, all that kind of stuff. I had like someone message me saying that like you know like why am I in people's business? I'm like first off, once you're a public figure, people are going to be in your business whether you like it or not. Especially if you put things out there, especially about your relationship, because I think one thing that will always be there to be spoken about is the way people relate to each other and we are constantly relating to each other. And I feel as though, even though we have people who really enjoy their own company, which is important, we still want to relate with other people. And if we are alone for too long, we might go cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. So it's really important for us to understand how people relate to each other, why people relate to each other in that way, and what affects one affects all. I don't like this narrative that like you know, like we shouldn't discuss things or we shouldn't talk about stuff or, you know, mind your business or no. What you are doing in some way, shape, or the other is affecting me. And what I'm doing is affecting other people. Whether it be that, you know, like I need toothpaste and I can't bother to go get it. And I order it from Gorillas or well, Gorillas is actually closed now actually, or Go Puff or Amazon, and you know I don't click the fewer boxes. You know I click next day. That's my carbon footprint. That's me polluting, adding to what's going on in the atmosphere, all that kind of stuff. So I say all that to say that it's really important that we actually look at how people relate to each other. And it kind of brings me to the conversation of this stream. And like I said, thank you so much for being here with me because it's kind of been on my heart. And I'm actually a black woman myself. So before everybody, I just have to put this trigger warning because what we're talking about today is going to be sprinkled with a lot of banter because I'm already on a little bit of a red label. My body's a bit warm. Um, but it's also a serious matter because I'm not really understanding where we're getting to, like in society, and with the ways us women are, I say heterosexual women, are relating with allegedly or supposedly heterosexual males. So I think it's actually worth doing a deep dive. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, I did watch Hey Jessie when I was growing up. I can't remember what it was on. I can't remember. If you can remember what channel it was on, please put that in the chat. I can't remember where it was on, but I definitely did watch it. Hey Jessie! Ooh. And I really had a huge crush on Cameron Boyce, I believe that's his name. And we'll talk about him a little bit later because that translucent, transparent, absolute degenerate, was trying to diss him. And it's just like, anyway, we'll get into that later. I have like a lot of times we have been kind of just shortchanged, like, and we're told to just kind of accept the bare minimum because, like, we're at the bottom of the social hierarchy. So, like, be thankful for any scraps you get, and then if we try to say, hey, this is not okay with me, or like I'm not happy with this, then you're anything but a child of God. Do you get what I mean? So I just feel like I need to tell my sisters, hey, you don't have to settle for shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can actually have everything that you want, and like that is not rooted in being delusional or anything like that. It's just rooted in actually knowing what you want first and foremost and standing by that. Do you know what I mean? So we can get started now. That's my little disclaimer. Also, everything is coming from a place of love. I'm not here to judge. I'm gonna spill my own tea. We'll talk about me as well. Yeah, like I have a lot to share on this topic, and I really would love to hear from you guys. It'd be nice if the chat could be interactive because it's like none of us here, man. Shit, like you can say bye, you can say hello, you can say hello, baby. You can like the video. Let other people know that we are live. So I'm starting with Skai. So let's look at Skai's accolades. So we've got Skai Jackson. And you know what's so funny? When this whole thing broke out, yeah, when I saw that Skai was pregnant, you know what the first thing I thought is like, what does her mum think? I don't know if you guys know Skai Jackson's mum. Skai Jackson's mum is some fine ass babe. She works out. I look at her little fitness videos. I'm like, damn, ma, you fine as hell, girl. You fine as hell. Y'all who? What? What? I'm actually on Google. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But Skai Jackson's mom, Kia Cole, ooh, she's fine as hell. She's fine as hell. Let me just get her Instagram up so I can show you who her mother is because I don't think people realize what like goes into my spelling, Jesus Christ. I don't know why like my thing is like that. Like, can I go to Google? I don't think people realize how much goes into like I'm oh, this is Yahoo. I changed my browser and it keeps going back to Yahoo. I don't know what to do about that. But I don't think people realize how much it goes into being a Disney star. People don't just wake up and become Disney stars, even though Disney's questionable in terms of like, if you know about Walt Disney. If you know, even though Disney is incredibly questionable as a brand itself, like, but they do have an image that they uphold and they protect. And to be a child star, me personally, even though I want to create, like, I want to, oh Jesus, look at the headlines when you type in her name. No, look at what's actually coming up when you type her name. Even though, um, I want to support my child's creative dreams, I will never support them to go into acting. I can't. Only because of, the kind of perverseness that's in that industry. So for me, I can tell that, Kia was really very much engaged and active in Sky's early life to land her such a role. And obviously, Sky is incredibly talented herself, to land such a role. And people don't understand, like, these kids are working adult hours. Like, they're like 6, 7, 8 years old, working real 9 to 5, or even like 9 to 12, because it's like you take your work home with you when you're an actor or an actress and you're trying to embody a character and deliver that character. So you kind of disassociate, and that's why even when I see kids in like horror films and stuff like that, I get really scared because I just think, what kind of impacts does that have on you, and what does that leave you vulnerable to spiritually? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, this is Skai Jackson's fine ass mom. Damn, she just be in the gym, super unproblematic, understands like this whole situation with brand, because like as someone who, like I said, has been in marketing and like just branding as a whole, your brand is so essential. I know a lot of people were shocked about, like Beyonce receiving like 10 million, 10 M's to talk for 3 minutes, but it's because of the kind of power her brand holds. Do you know what I mean? And she's not someone who's very spoken. It's like an honor to even meet her. And if she spares you a word, consider yourself lucky. So to have her speak at such a time like that, at such a high stake time in terms of, Kamala's presidential campaign, was very, very influential. Obviously, it didn't work out, and I don't know why people thought it was going to work out, because you guys have to remember that Hillary Clinton is someone that wasn't even picked by her fellow white female counterparts. So I just don't understand why people thought that, white women, or like women in general, whether they're of a other ethnic minority, or whether they're even black or whoever, I don't know why people thought that they were gonna pick Kamala. Like, why they would choose something like, why would you betray where your bread is buttered? White women know that with white men they have privileges and they have protection, so they're not going to betray, something that is beneficial to them. It doesn't make sense, and I don't expect them to. Do you know what I mean? I think that would be kind of foolish, actually. And personally, if I was a white woman, if my name was Karen, shit, bitch, I'll say fuck you, hoes. I don't wear my bread, bud, baby. I would literally, I'll tell you to your face. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna cap to you. I'm voting for Trump. Shit, you can whoop my ass. You can do whatever you wanted to do, but I would side where I have privilege, and like Hillary was the Secretary of State. She was overly qualified. She can actually formulate a sentence, unlike Bill, but they still, white women still went out there and chose otherwise. And that's why I need women to also realize that there is no girl code. We're gonna get into that. Girl code is bullshit. Like, women pretend that there is a girl code until a man is actually present in the room. And you see those, I don't want to call people out their name or women out their name, but there's just those pick me, trying my very best not to call them the B word, but it's like, there are women that, like, they lose all common sense once a man is present. So there's no real such thing as girl code. I don't, even in girl code, there's going to be levels to it depending on your race, depending on your physical ability, and depending on your socioeconomic status. Do you know what I mean? Now, there are boys' clubs which help to protect males who abuse. Do you know what I mean? And like, what I'm seeing is that we are socialized, especially as girls, women, we're socialized to accept abuse, and men are socialized to actually perpetuate abuse, because, boys will be boys and men will be men. And you just have to deal with it, because when I think about it, who are the people who are, sitting around the table to discuss whether men cheating is a deal breaker? It's primarily women that are sitting around in a circle, talking to each other and saying, hey, babe, by the way, like, is a man like risking my life, or, possibly giving me STIs and STDs, that could possibly lead to infertility or things that are incurable? Is that a deal breaker in my relationship? Whereas with men, ooh, one and done. Bags are packed and they're gone. You gotta respect keeping standards. So anyway, this is who I really wanted to hear from in this situation, because she strikes me as a woman of discipline, who understands branding, who understands, how to keep the money flowing, who understands that the image you put out for yourself is how people will determine your value when it comes to brand endorsements and paid deals. So I really wanted to hear from her. And I think I did a little bit when it came to them actually coming out in their recently released like pics, where they got to kind of try to take back the narrative. So just to quickly give you guys a breakdown on Sky, hopefully you've seen her in Jessie, but she's an American actress and she's best known for playing Zuri Ross in the Disney Channel sitcom Jessie, and it even had a spin-off series. I didn't know, never watched it. It was called Bunked. She appeared on Time's list of most influential teens. nominated for Best Influencer at the Shorty Awards. So she's been acting. I think she was in one Lil Uzi Vert video. She's done great ads in her early life. She was so cute here as well. So like she has done a lot, in her early years. Like she's got a very good career thus far. I haven't seen her in anything majorly since then, but I know that she's got some sort of movie coming out as well. So that's Sky, right? And where do I start? Let me check my email quickly. Sorry. So yeah, let's look at this. I got this here. So this is actually how I found out that Sky was pregnant. She just looks, when people say like, pregnant and barefoot. And you know what's funny about this picture? Like the way this guy walked. Basically, I was with I was with someone, and we were talking about this situation. I was watching a video with them, and I was kind of discussing. This person happens to be a man as well, so it was really nice to get his POV, like the male view. And he noticed something about the way this man was walking, and I think it's worthwhile me showing you guys. So bear with me. I'm just going to quickly forward the link whilst we talk about this transparent, translucent. I don't know, like I don't even not even say that albinism is an insult, but I don't even know what like I'm looking at when I look at this guy. Genuinely, like it's just I don't know. I don't know if this was all for being able to just say that you got a height difference, because I know some women, they're like, oh yeah, I want a man that's like 6 foot, just talking out your neck, babe. Nothing about like describing physical characteristics that you want in a man. But the thing is, looks fade, like looks fade. The body actually does wither away. I was walking into like Peckham Ride the other day, and there was like that funeral home. I think they're called like Wooden and Sons or something like that. And someone had just lost their auntie, and I just think, yeah, like this is where we're all headed. Do you know what I mean? One day I'm actually gonna be in a casket. That's so crazy. And then one of my kids, my grandkids, gonna be talking about like my obituary and who I was in my life. Do you know what I mean? And what I meant to them and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I had to really deep it. Like the fact that even today I could wake up and make mistakes. I thank God for that. Or I could wake up and even if I feel inadequate or whatever, I can actually go outside and touch grass. I can look at the sky and notice that, oh my days, this is a beautiful gradient. It goes from orange to lilac to sky blue. Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that auntie's just not never gonna experience again. Maybe in a different realm she's gonna experience different things, but in this physical realm that we're in, she's not gonna experience that anymore. So yeah, I need to basically just forward these. Basically, I cracked my MacBook screen, guys, so I can't just like airdrop things casually because I'm using this Dell laptop, which is great for Sims though. It's like a gaming laptop that I have that I can game on, which is fun. And I do need to actually fix my laptop, but I'm so confused because I've spent so much money fixing my laptop, guys. I just feel like I don't know if I should just buy myself a new one. But my old MacBook has the emoji keyboard, and I just feel like, guys, mind your business, alright? Don't be reading my emails. I'm just gonna put send. Okay, cool. I'm just going to like I don't know, because they don't do the emoji keyboard anymore. Okay, guys, so look at the way this man's walking. Yeah, look at the way the man's walking. The mother of this child. I mean, yeah, like the woman that's pregnant. Like, just really look at his walk and tell me what you make of it. And I just want to know, what could he possibly be talking to her about it? Oh God, if only this had audio. This is my first time watching the full video. Teeth are tired. Look at that hand. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this boy's hand. Seriously, like. Okay, 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 okay. Let me see. Let me see if you guys have any comments on this in terms of the time. Okay, okay, okay. So this is the video. Oh, I'm sorry, the man looks like he not shit and childish as fuck. Why would Skai Jackson set herself up to be stuck with this man forever? You know, I'm really glad this person said this, especially with the whole forever bit, because I'm starting to observe this narrative from young people, whether it be Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials, whoever, that that like children are less of a commitment than marriages. And I need us to understand something, right? I need women to write their own stories. I don't. I'm never gonna preach to you that, hey, by the way, you woke up today. Your whole purpose in life is to, have babies and be wedded, and that's your only way to say that, oh, I lived a good life just because you became a mother or you became a wife. No, 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 no. I don't think that. I believe that you should write your own story. I believe that we are all actual programs. You know, when we give birth to kids, we give them their name, that's programming them. When we send them into institutions such as school, that's a form of programming. When how we raise them in our home, how we teach discipline or action or consistency in something, or when they go to sports clubs, these are all different types of conditionings that people have, and that's why all our lives look different depending on where we are. Our environment is a form of conditioning. Do you know what I mean? What we feed our subconscious and our conscious mind as a form of programming. And I believe that you need to get to a point where you really try to discover yourself. The thing about that self discovery is that it's exhausting and it requires isolation and it's not done overnight. And I feel like there are things that you will constantly discover about yourself throughout the course of your life. And I think that's what makes life a little interesting. Just me. But I believe that a woman picks her own path. Don't let people bully you into thinking that you need to be married and have kids. No. There are a lot of women who are going childless, who don't want that, and people look at them like they are like, crazy, like they're gonna miss out on something huge in life. But I believe that if you say to me, babe, if you say to me, hey, I don't want to have kids, I'm not gonna like blink funny at you and try me be like, whoa, you sure? No, I'm just like, okay, if that's your decision, I support you. Me personally, the reason why I would like to have kids is because I actually kind of like kids. Do you get what I mean? Like, I've always had a soft spot for children. I don't really have a soft spot for adults unless I really, 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 really like you, like Mavis. I have a soft spot for Mavis. But I don't really have much patience when it comes to adults. I always expect like excellence. I'm like, you're an adult, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean I'm not empathetic or sympathetic to people's situations. It's just that for kids, I just think they're so cute and annoying, and I love to watch their personalities develop. I love how innocent they are. I love how their mind is so creative because their mind has no bounds. The type of binding on our creativity that comes with being an adult, where you start to lose faith in humanity, and like one day you open your eyes and you finally get your prefrontal lobe at 25, and then you realize that, wow, man, life ain't shit. They don't have that yet, and I love that. And I think that's why a lot of people try to go for children to steal their essence and their energy, because they are like the purest form of life. So I say all that to say that I believe that I would like to have kids, not because I've been programmed, to be a mother and a wife one day. I believe I would like to have kids. And now, because I have decided that I, for myself, want to have children, I don't think my family would accept otherwise. And also another reason outside of the fact that I just love children in general, because it's quite a big commitment. And I know in myself that I can sacrifice for my own child. And I would like to have that love. And I'd like to have a mini me, and when I'm not here, still be able to see the world through their eyes. Do you get what I mean? And I think that's a beautiful thing for me personally, not because I'm a woman, but for me personally as an individual. And because I've decided to do something as very high risk as having a child is, I would want to do it within the constraints of a family. Do you know what I mean? I know that whole nuclear family thing is a debate online and with social media, and a lot of people have their own varying differences about whether it's old school, whether it's outdated, whether it doesn't work. But what I can say from what I've observed in societies and in communities and in, certain places where family is everything, I see that they are the most progressive in society. And I do really believe that things do start from your home in terms of your behavior and how you show up in society outside of, your house door. So because I've decided to have such a high risk like that, I'm not going to physically put my body in a situation whereby my body will never be the same again. For starters, I could possibly die. I could possibly lose my child and have to deal with all that kind of trauma and like, emotional hurt and what that would mean for me, my womb, my uterus, and then just like my reproductive health. I'm not going to risk that for somebody that I would not even marry. Does that make sense? Because I think I'm seeing this narrative whereby people are saying that, hey, you know, married men do this and they do that, which is true. Married women also do the same. Just putting it out there. Maybe in terms of statistics, we're gonna have to do our research because I'm not gonna put out no stat if it's not like backed up by something. But I would say people do step out in their marriages, correct. But I'm just saying, if a person, because it's not really a wise thing, to do that in a marriage because there's actual real life consequences and repercussions of your actions, and there are people and there are things in the institution to hold you accountable for your actions. So if you think that married men could still play in your face or play with you or mess about on your time, then what do you think a man who gets to access all of you and not even necessarily make you a girlfriend, you're in a situationship with him, what do you think that he will do to you? If there is no financial consequence, if you don't have to have any half of everything he has, if he doesn't have to go out and address pastor, if he doesn't have to go out and address your mom, all that kind of stuff, what do you think that that man who can do anything to you without repercussions will do? Another thing, people act like when a child is born, oh yeah, people can just go their separate ways just to be arguing as baby mama, baby dad, and still be smashing it in between their other relationships and stuff like that. Some people can actually cut it off, but in the most times I've seen it, maybe at least once or twice after. Just because it's that familiarity, and there'll always be that familiarity. And that's why I tell people who do not have kids, please do not get involved with people who have kids. And when I say people, predominantly women. I don't really see guys going out of their way to raise another man's child unless they have children themselves and they're trying to make a blended family. Not to say that it's impossible, it's just not typical. But I can say wholeheartedly, hand on my heart, and say I have witnessed in real time a babe, a pretty babe, who, like, man, let me get my Bible so that you realize that this is a true testament. Like, I witnessed a babe. I'll tell you guys a little story. I went golf, right? I went golf with some guy I was seeing at the time. Not really seeing him anymore in that sense. And basically, I met this girl, thought she was pretty. Her name starts with N, just like me. And, we made friends. Pretty girls being pretty girls, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a hater, so I was just like, yeah, I think you're really pretty. And she was on a date with some guy. From the outside looking in, they look, close in age. Maybe he was up there. Maybe he was like 30. And she was, I think, 27, 28. She has no kids, she's beautiful, she's got her own job, she got motion. And I'm talking to her, chatting to her, getting to know her. And then this babe tells me that he's got 3 kids by 2 different women. And I'm like, okay, now, you see a situation like this, yeah? I did say earlier, I support doing things for the plot, as long as it's not very detrimental to your emotional, physical, or like, mental well-being. I love doing things that it's like when someone looks at your life, or when you write your tell-all memoir or your book or your biography or autobiography or whatever, it's going to be such an interesting read. I love that. You know what I mean? I really do love a book that grips you and, is so real and authentic to yourself. But my thing is, in a case like this where a man has shown you that, first off, he's not very responsible with his sperm. Like, because when I see a man who has multiple kids by multiple different women, you do not strike me as someone who is responsible. Because to me, a responsible man would not be making multiple homes where he cannot equally be present in all these homes. Do you know what I mean? And put his children in a situation whereby they may not even really be able to get to know each other as siblings. I'll get into my own tea later. So she told me that, and I'm like, okay. And then you're crying over the fact, not even just crying over this man, right? Mind you, she's got emotion, she's got a job, she's beautiful, she's younger than him by like 10 years, has no kids, and she's crying over a man who is, I don't know, like in his 40s, has kids by different women. From what it sounds like, doesn't really have a place to stay, stays with one of his baby mums. And then on top of that, you know that he's smashing, because he can't really pay rent. So he has to pay with strokes because he can't pay with, like sterling. Like, so if he can't pay with sterling, he's paying his rent with strokes. So you know that he's dealing with his baby moms, both, most likely, you know, if we're going to be honest. And you actually drove outside of this man's house to see if he told you the truth about where he was going. And it turned out he was going to his other baby mom's house. So you know the truth. And you were crying. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I said to her, so you're telling me that you are willing to be a sister wife to this man and demand nothing of him? Just his existence, just to say that, oh, you've got a piece of a man. And that's the problem. That's the problem that I keep seeing. It's like, is it because we've been socially conditioned to be so male orientated that we feel like we cannot function without having a man in our life? Is that what's going on? And if that's what's going on, that's what I really like to get in deeper with you guys and understand where this need, this inherent need, is coming from. So I don't know what this is. Oh, my unread notifications. I know apparently my frames are dropping. Okay, so yeah, that was really scary for me. And like I said, I brought my Bible out there because I'm not lying about that. That's like a real life. And I had to kind of step away from her because I can't be around a babe that's crying, that's beautiful, has no kids, has her own shit going for her, and is crying over a man who has no sexual discipline, is her senior, and is playing in her face, and she's just allowing that to happen. And like I said, it's a different scenario if you're dealing with someone for fun, for the plot, and you can actually keep your emotions out of it, and even better, keep your body out of it so that you don't get caught up in your amygdala. Do you know what I mean? So when you're doing that and you're just enjoying someone's time, someone's company, oh, I'm all for it, baby. Write those chapters. But when it gets to a point whereby, but this is dumb. Like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you for being in this situation because you don't even need to be here, babe. Like, you don't even need to be here. Like, the world is truly your oyster, and you have options, right? Because they always try to, especially men, they don't like when like especially like people in the manosphere, what I've observed, or the people that really spearhead like the patriarchy and all that kind of stuff, and try to. For me, I'm starting to realize that a lot of things that are in place, whether it's like organized religion or whatever, is actually to, systematically, like, condition women to just be doormats, really, and to just be subservient to whatever, not if you're getting equal respect or anything like that. And being told, telling us that that guy that came online, I think his name is Nick Fontaine or something, and had the audacity to say this. Let me show you guys this, because I just want us to really understand what we're dealing with, because I need women to realize that men will take from you whatever you give to them. Like, they will take as much as you are willing to give. I'll give you another example, because is it Nick Fontaine? There was like one guy. He was like, "My body, your body." He was laughing, with Trump winning the presidential election. He was like, "Yeah, men win again. There will never be a female president, and it's your body, but it's my choice." And just cackling, just cackling. Wants to get his back blown out so bad, just to, like, there's always those guys that they love man. Ooh, you love men. Oh my God. Those men that love men. You can't wait to chill with your boys tonight and talk shit about women. You can't wait, to ready up with them and talk shit about women and drive around and, do all that kind of stuff. Always trying to show your boys, that you're like the biggest advocate for men, and it's just like, even the guys that be seeing women as competition, it's like, if you see us as competition, then what's the prize? Other men? Oh, what's going on? I really don't want to be the person to just be putting allegations of like, okay, you may not really swing the way you think you swing, because I just feel like that's, that's a bit close. But when I see guys really competing with females, I just think to myself, if you're competing with women, and the prize, what is the prize in a situation where a man would be competing with a woman? Another man? It's just a little sus to me. Your body, my choice. The guy, he was doxxed. Yeah. Yep. This weirdo, this absolute weirdo. That's the guy, Nick Fuentes or whatever. Yeah, that's him. I don't know if this is the video.
This is my hack for working smart. Monday.com.
Bruh,
Let me show you how I use
that's what you
Monday.com
guys
to
think.
create a tailored.
Like, guys, please don't copyright strike me. I'm just playing your ad, okay? So he received like so much backlash. There was like this weird video of him, but I can't find it. Your body, my choice forever. Yeah, and he actually also made a video about it. He's a sick little fuck, isn't he? Sick little fuck. People like this, I don't really pay them too much mind, because you know what? If I saw you on road, even me with my small stature, I will take you. Like, it's absolute on site. Like, people like this, just weirdo. And I kind of want to show you guys the video, because I want you guys to understand that men will take from you whatever you can give. Men even take things from women by force. So what do you think will happen when you're actually freely, willingly offering it up and giving all the benefits of being with you, as a girlfriend or as a wife or whatever, if you even think you can really categorize those things, yeah? What do you think they will do when you freely offer that up to them without actual expecting anything from them back? Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, I want to have a child for myself, not because I've been programmed that I'm supposed to be a mother. I want to have children for myself, because I even got here based off, my parents deciding to have me. They could have, shit, I could have been a boy. My mom could have popped the bill and said, fuck this kid. She could have said, fuck this kid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't change my body. My mom was slim, supermodel kind of figure. Do you know what I mean? And it's a lot to give up. Like, damn, your belly's flat, you got a six pack and all that shit, and now you're just gonna be fat, barefoot, have pregnancy nose, be sick all the time. So my mom was spitting all over the place, according to her. Go through something uncomfortable. And if you don't want to do that, then don't do that shit. But like, I need women to understand that, like, these guys, a lot of them, like the majority, they do not mean you well. They really do not. And they're actively, like, I've seen guys out here come out and say that, yeah, how do you think we got the birth of like passport bros? Passport bros basically represent that men who go looking for women of a lower socioeconomic status, so that they will accept their bullshit, so that they have food to eat. So that maybe if they have kids, their kids could be looked after and possibly go to school. Maybe they could come over to the US or to the UK for a better life. They purposefully go, and then they'll say that they can't find a good woman here in the UK or in the US or any place that's in the Western world where women, have access to education, know their rights, and actually can say, hey, I'm a human being. Like, I'm actually a human being, and you will not treat me like a domestic slave. That is what they see as, you being a bitch, or you being a gold digger, or you being, anything but a child of God, or you being, like, like, you're not feminine, you're masculine, because you say, hey, by the way, I'm a human being, and I have feelings, and I have rights, and I want respect over my own body. Oh my God, you are anything but a woman, right? Because we've been conditioned to be abused by men and to take it. That's why women sit around in tables. Let's test this theory. Let's test this theory. Women sit around on tables and ask each other, is cheating a deal breaker? Let's see who is spearheading this conversation. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, so we got women there. What's the women count? Okay. Podcast, cheating in marriage. Okay. Cheating in marriage. Okay, okay. Cheating in marriage? Interesting. Let's put the word podcast. Oof. Can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. Like, you genuinely cannot make it up. You can't. You can't make this up. Women are sitting around in tables, yeah, asking each other, is cheating a deal breaker? And the reason why they're asking that is because we have been conditioned to accept abuse from men, and men are conditioned to perpetuate abuse because boys will be boys and men will be men, right? And they have a boys club. That is why so many of these guys supported Tory Lanez, people like LeBron James, who else, like Diddy, all those kind of like abusers. They stick together, especially male abusers. They have a boys club. Do you know what I mean? People like Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, they have a boys club where they protect each other, because don't you dare come for one of the lads or one of the mandem. Don't you dare. Don't you dare come for one of the mandem. Do you know what I mean? Because like they actually have a boys club. And that's why I tell women that there is no girls code, man. Women will sell you out for a man any day, any time. Like, I wouldn't bet my life on it. Me personally, I wouldn't trust a woman to not sell me out for a piece of dick. I just wouldn't, So, like, it's like this social conditioning to perpetuate abuse and also accept abuse, and that's why I'm telling you lot that men will take from you whatever you allow them to take. And I'll give you an example now. Before we get back into the topic, I'll give you an example. So I was talking to someone, and they told me that their girlfriend basically stepped out in their relationship, right? And that they found out they had basically, I think what happened was the 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 girl went somewhere with this guy, and it was a public place, public restaurant, somewhere in Canary, somewhere nice. And I think one of his boys was out at night, linking a ting or whatever, right? And must have seen her now, and then thought to myself, ain't that my boy's girl? Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, yo, bro, text him like, yo, bro, like, are you out? Like, are you out with your missus? Because she was out, but there was no one by the table. Maybe the guy had popped into the toilet or something. They're like, are you out with your missus? You know what I mean? Because obviously, I can come say hi to you. I'm on a table adjacent. He's like, no, I'm at home. And she's supposed to be at home as well. So it's like, she's probably said, oh, I'm feeling sick tonight. Can't come see you, babe. You know what I mean? Having a night in, right? And what's it called? She's actually out on this date with this guy, right? So I'm trying to keep like some details away for my friend says I can't tell you shit because you can't say it on your live stream, but it's like I have to use it as example. So finds out now, the girl gets caught in a web of lies, ends up going for her phone later on when they're talking, all that kind of stuff. And basically, even though he knew this and he knew the relationship was over, because men have standards. You can't really, men don't really forgive cheating. It's very rare. It will require a lot of work, therapy, and they'll definitely make you pay for it. But they don't really forgive that kind of stuff. Like, they see it as the betrayal, which it is, which is fair, and I understand and respect that. Unlike most women who try to rationalize the cheating and say that boys just can't, men can't help themselves. They have to be sexually immoral and sexually undisciplined, and they have no concept of STIs and STDs and putting my life at risk and possibly getting erectile dysfunction and all that kind of stuff. No, they're not able to comprehend that because they mature slower, because boys mature slower. It's how stupid we all sound saying that boys mature slower. And it's like, if boys mature slower, then why is it that when we go through the education system, we are both judged the same? Is there some different type of key stage that you guys, I went for key stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Did you guys that are men go through a different key stage? Because if so, if boys mature slower, then why is the education system not built to protect men's learning in their early years? Right. Okay. So boys mature slower, yeah, and this is what we give as their reasoning. Like, oh yeah, you'll be 25 and he'll be 25, but really, mentally, he's 18. Right. And I'm 30. I'm 25, but my mental age is 30. Oh, sorry, I got a text message. Weird. So it's like I don't really like that narrative, and like I said, it all feeds into the system of men not really being held accountable for their actions and not holding themselves accountable for their actions, and I just don't like that. So basically, I say all this to say that he's found out this information, and she's kind of oblivious to it, really. He kind of just asked her questions to see if she would lie about it, right? And she did. She's going to say that she's at home because what she told him. Didn't think much of it. Tells me now that he did that because he still wanted to pipe. I appreciate his honesty, to be honest with you. And I think it's so important because for him, he has to do that for his ego, for what he believes is his masculinity, what he's been taught to be his masculinity. And even as I've been trying to like gain more knowledge on like this social phenomena that is how men and women relate, is that I'm realizing that the patriarchy is equally, if not more, not, I wouldn't say if not more, I would say the patriarchy is not just detrimental to women, it's also very detrimental to men and how they perceive how they're supposed to show up as a man. Do you get what I mean? Especially black men as well. Like how you are supposed to show up as a man and what that means in society, right? And it's going to be very important to us to establish that when we talk about this relationship, when we talk about a few other relationships, because in this relationship you would deem, it's not even debate, like Skai Jackson is obviously the more successful, the breadwinner, and all of the above, right? And for him, it's actually supposed to be his role to provide, right? This is what we're told. Like this is what the patriarchy has actually said for themselves, by the way, that he's got to provide, he's got to be the breadwinner, he's got to be all of these things and above. Do you know what I mean? And like she's just come from his rib and stuff like that. So he's meant to do all these things for her, and he's in a position where he cannot do that. And I think that's why he called her out of her name the other day, and I'll show you that. So, like I said, like guys will take from you whatever you offer, because even though he found out his babes was cheating on him and he knew he was gonna break it off to her, do you know what I mean? Like, even though he knew he was gonna break up with her, he still was having sex with her so that he could use her. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I tell women that whatever, like, doesn't that even make sense? Why would you not take what somebody is giving you? Why, even me, if I was a man or a woman or whatever I am, like non-binary gender, and somebody was giving me all of them and they didn't demand anything of me, they didn't say I had to like invest in them, they didn't say I had to spend time with them, get to know their family, they didn't say that, hey, by the way, one of my life goals is to you be married and have a family, but they just gave me their womb and gave me keys to their house, provided me with social housing, and fed me 24/7, cooked for me, made sure I felt like a good old king. Do you know what I mean? Why the fuck would I actually go out of my way, to do something that matters for them? You've already literally said to me, hey, I can have all of you for nothing. So then why would I pay for something like that? Or why would I even value it? I think people keep like looking at this like most guys are like socially aware or like empathetic. It's just not the truth. It's just not the truth. And I think everybody should look at life from a point of self-interest and trying to be a capitalist, because you cannot play fair in an unfair world. These are the images of Sky to do damage control. This is when she's called the paparazzi, she's gotten her hair done, she looks beautiful, fresh blowout. This is trying to take control of the narrative, basically, because these are very embarrassing pictures and it was a blow to her brand and her brand image. This was a huge blow to her brand image. And was it worth it just to do height difference with a translucent Negro, fam? An absolutely transparent, weird looking, like, apparently he's got some OTF tattoos, so he's just a beg. He's just an absolute beg, absolute beg. And then another thing I found out is that this man is apparently down low. Not only is he down low, but he also has, I think, two baby mums already. And this dummy has also been arrested. That is brilliant. So obviously she's done this now to kind of have like to kind of get back control of the narrative, which makes sense. And for me to see her mum come out, I know she took a huge hit in terms of her public relations and her PR, and her PR team is a little bit stressed right now because I haven't really seen her captured with her mum like this in a while, and it's trying to show matriarch, mothers support women doing it even without maybe the presence of the man. But my thing is that he was present in the conception of this child, and to be honest, he doesn't need to be present if he's not actually a healthy towards her or towards the baby. But my thing is, we knew that. We knew that. And I'm not going to paint her out as innocent, because I believe in women's rights and I also believe in women's wrongs. So I'm going to be able to say, hey, I support you, but I'm actually going to have to call you out on this. And I hope that if you guys ever saw me out here with a translucent Negro, a transparent piece of tissue paper with some, I don't know, ice spice sewing, if you ever saw me out here with that and a baby bump, I really hope that you would push me down a flight of stairs. Obviously, I'm joking, but I hope you'd hit me with the "I got your back, babe. I got your back." Joking, crude humor, dark humor, but you get my point. You catch my drift. Oh, like I'll be damned, right? And another thing is, like I said, what I'm seeing is there are men who are capable of being secure in their masculinity when they know that their woman is maybe the breadwinner. Maybe she's more successful in however people socially deem success, whether that's fame, status, whether that's who she's worked with, the type of room she has access to. There are men that are very confident in their masculinity or in being a side character because they realize that side characters, low key, high key is where it's at. Whether that's, like think about your favorite movies. Even though there was like this main character, there were people on the sidelines that really made that story what it was for you or made that anime what it was for you. And it's not a bad position to play with. And I say stuff like that because it's like, remember that time where Simone Biles' husband said that he didn't know who she was? He didn't know who the most decorated gymnast in history was. And he's even someone who has a background in athleticism. Ain't he a football player or something like that? Like, so he knows about sports. Do you know what I mean? And it's like us couch potatoes in the UK, even know who Simone Biles is, let alone you. Trying to like humble her in a way that, yeah, like she had to grind for me and men are the prize. I've always thought that men were the catch. Just opening his mouth, just talking shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and this attempt to humble women, do you know what I mean, that are doing well for themselves, like instead of like uplift them and say that I admire you. I don't know if men think that's simping or like because they've been conditioned to be, the provider and the protector and all that kind of stuff. Like when they're in a role whereby they may not be able to do that at least to the level the woman can, that it becomes an issue for them because they're not comfortable in their masculinity and they define their masculinity in being able to dominate and control women. That is very scary. That is very scary. And to humiliate. Because when we talk about humiliation, let's talk about humiliation. Let's look at this tweet. I don't know if I have it. Let's see. Oh shit. I think I have this picture of like Tom Holland because the reason why I included this, obviously Zendaya is a biracial woman. She's multiracial. I think she has a white mom and a black dad. And I know that this is catered to black women specifically, but I just wanted to show you guys because she's someone who's also come from Disney, and obviously she's dating Tom Holland, and they have access to people like Christopher Nolan. This is just to show you guys like the kind of rooms that Sky actually had access to, and I don't know why people. First off, I know that Tom is deep in Zendaya, and I'm sorry to say that to be inappropriate and to be slightly, zealous and flirtatious, but I know that Tom is clapping Zendaya's cheeks. I just know it. They give me like real chemistry. Look at her little smile. I know damn well he's in the bottom of that pussy. I know it, and he has not impregnated her. What does that teach us? It teaches us that first and foremost, you can have a very sexy and spicy relationship with someone without it resulting in an immediate pregnancy. You can spend time getting to know someone and being individuals and working on yourself and traveling the world and developing in your careers and having opportunities that you can act in the same movie together. It teaches us that you have access to different rooms like Pandora, brand deals, that you actually are like viewed as a power couple, classy, elegant. It means that you get big checks. You get multiple figure checks. You get checks that have multiple zeros on it. You guys are always talking about sprinkle, sprinkle, get into the bag. You don't want to date, which is fantastic. But when I look at your actual style of dating and what you accept and what you tolerate and how you let people talk to you on Hinge, it just doesn't match up. Two people, very spicy relationship. I know Zendaya's a big old freak. Haven't watched Euphoria yet, but I will. And I can just see in her eyes. Why? Because I'm like that. Do you know what I mean? And real recognize real. I can see in her eyes. I can see in her eyes. And I know Tom is kicked out of his mind. And I know that they are active. But you know what this means? There's use of birth control. There's an understanding, and he wouldn't do anything that would jeopardize her career, because women have to understand that you bear sole reproductive responsibility of that baby. When that baby is born, shit, what either of you decide to do is up to you. But I believe that for most women, they are going to be strong maternal instincts that link to that child, because you actually felt this life grow in you. Not all women, but I would say majority. But with the guy can be in the world whilst you are pregnant and nobody will know. Case in point, this video right here. Like, he's walking, ain't no problem. Babe is supporting her back. Do you see how many times she had to put her hand here to support her back, to literally support her spine? He's walking his arms like this. He's a freak. Like, all he was missing was his little bag, his little Chanel bag to put on his arm like this, so that he can just be doing waka for us. So it's like, he gets to show up in the world. He gets to go into Walmart or Target or whatever. Nobody knows he's pregnant. But when she shows up in the world, you can literally see that, yeah, she's actually with child right now. She's going through the pains that come with pregnancy, or the discomfort that comes with pregnancy. Do you know what I mean? And that she's tired and she's exhausted, and, she's got weird cravings and stuff like that. He could literally go to the club same day. She can't just physically walk up and go to the club where all the strippers are dancing on her and shaking their nyash on their head. But he can. He can have his whole head in a stripper bum. Like, he can just do that. It's just not the same for her. She needs to be in an environment where there's no alcohol, there's no smoking, there's nothing that can put her at risk. She needs to be in a low risk environment. You know what I mean? Whereas he can go out in that life. So what does that mean? You are taking on predominant risk. And the worst part about this is that there is no return in your investment with this man. None whatsoever. And I think that just goes to show why he's even been arrested. So let's actually take a look at that, right? Let's see. Because unfortunately, when you type in her name now, instead of it to be like, oh, the next movie she's acting in, it's about her baby daddy situation. I'm just hurt. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's like, if black women who have all manner of choices are making this type of choice, what about the average black woman? Because, like, when I look at, like, some of the babes, like, I know a couple babes whereby, like, I can't even really talk to you about this, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be a sore spot for you. And I don't like to trigger my friends, but, like, people who know me know that if I do something, I say something, I say it from a point of love. And when I get advice from people, especially nowadays, maybe not when I was younger, but nowadays, tell me the truth. I don't want no chaser. I'm taking that shot of coffee. I'm taking it straight in my chest. My chest is hot. I'm flushed, but at least I know the truth, and you're holding up a real mirror to my actions, so I can hold myself accountable for my actions. That's just how I want to be now. Because I get it. And I'm going to also commend her, for getting pregnant and saying that, hey, I want to keep this baby, because I don't think we even talk about that. I know a lot of women, especially in the US now, are going to have to really reconsider how they go about, expressing their sexuality and sensuality even. Because the thing is, like, sex isn't just something that's just, like, physical. It's very sensual as well. I ain't saying nothing about that. I'm just going to that way. But, like, it's very difficult, but I think they're going to have to pull back and also make sure that you're armed. Make sure you're armed, because in a world of consenting adults, there are people who still take it by force. So to see that the amount of women who will be openly consenting to casual relationships is about to drop significantly, so that they don't have to be in a position where they will be deprived medical assistance, such as an abortion, if that's their choice.
I can only imagine what the opposite sex is going to respond to in terms of like sexual violence and criminality and feeling entitled, since they're telling us on Twitter that it's your body, but it's my choice, right? And even women, coons, clowns that go to the circus. Clowns that go to the circus and they get the color red. You clown ass bitches. You get the color red, you get red makeup, and you put it on your nose like this, yeah? Because you're a clown. And you put it on your cheek like this. For a man. You open your stupid teeth. Open that your dirty, stinking mouth, yeah? Your dirty, stinking mouth. This is your representation. You're lucky I don't have a clown's wig. You open your dirty, stinking mouth to say, yeah, his my body, but his choice. Oh, you're lucky. Think, oh, you're so lucky, yeah, that I'm not president. I would throw women in jail for being pick-me's. I would. Nah, you have to go and sit in prison for that. Like. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this clown makeup so women can remember that most times in the world you're showing up as a clown proudly, and that includes me, because that's why I'm wearing the clown makeup, because I have also shown up as a clown in the world, and that's why it's good for us to have conversations like this so we can stop the clownery. Anyway, so yeah, oh dear, yeah. So imagine finding a way to humiliate you. You literally just did your damage control images where you have your beautiful shoot, you're wearing your white, your nice jeans. It's kind of giving like Riri vibes, you know, how she was showcasing her belly bump during her pregnancy with ASAP. That's even a very interesting conversation, because I don't know about you lot, but Rihanna does strike me as someone who wants to be married and does enjoy committed relationships. And I just think to myself, ASAP Rocky has one of the sexiest women in this planet. And, you know, men are always talking about how they're territorial in nature and they need to let other people know that they're with you and all that kind of stuff, right? And they're always trying to mark you and make sure that everybody knows that, you know, they've impregnated you and stuff like that. So it's just like, why haven't you married her? Why would you even allow her to be on the market like that? That another man could think, yeah, they have a shot at your woman, because you haven't really gone to the court and said, hey, like, this is my forever. I'm not going nowhere. I want to be with her for the rest of my life. So I just thought that's interesting, especially because she strikes me as someone who wants to be married. I think that's something that she's actually vocalized before. And I know how much family means to her, because before she was a mum, she was an incredible auntie. So I always found that interesting, but conversation for another day though, still, because I'm like, damn, Savage Fenty? Really? The sexiest babe on this planet? Okay. Okay, so Sky, very beautiful face. It's come out now. And this is her translucent, transparent boyfriend, who was known as Yucky Yucky. And I just realized that does Yucky Yucky, is that like a synonym for perks? Like perky Percocet? Because he strikes me as someone who's an absolute perk head. Do you know what I mean? Like he gives me Percocet kind of behavior. So I'm just thinking to myself, that is that what that means? You know, like is that actually what that means? This is his arrest video, and apparently he got hit by a car. Car was a bitch. Good for you. And I'll tell you why Carmen's a bitch, because I saw the message that he put for her on Facebook, and it tried to make it seem like he got hacked. And it's just like, who the fuck is gonna hack someone called Yucky Yucky? Like, please don't just disrespect us people that we can have stuff like that on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, don't disrespect us like anyone's gonna log into this translucent, transparent. Look at how he's blending in with the ass motherfucker with his autumn leaf colored hair. Stupid. Chill, still. Let me show you the tweet, guys. That's what I'm really trying to find. Skai Jackson, Yucky. Oof. Facebook post. Oof. Oof. On WAP? On WIP? On WAP? What does that mean? Like, my thing is that why couldn't your man, you know, why couldn't he have been illiterate? Like, why is the literacy rate? Okay, let me start again. On WAP, I'm salty. I got this dumb ass Disney Chanel bitch pregnant. I hate this hoe. I don't even know if he's trying to spell channel as in Disney Channel or Chanel, because our babes walks like this. So he's mad that she said, I'm not gonna buy you a Chanel bag. I'm not gonna buy you a Chanel flap. I'm not getting you the big Chanel jumbotron. I'm not getting you the Chanel 25. I'm not getting you the little like heart shape one. I'm not getting you shit. Like, you're not getting a Chanel purse today, babe. So is it like, is he saying this to Disney Chanel because, or he's even pointing out Chanel because he knows that he ain't got Chanel money? Chanel starts from like what, 8 to 10K, so he ain't got Chanel money, right? Or is he trying to spell? Is he trying to say channel, Disney Channel? We'll never know. We'll never know. I hate this hoe, and that's what it boils down to: getting pregnant from men that don't even like you. In a world where there is hormone patches, there are pills that you should pop like Tic Tacs if you're dealing with someone who is translucent, transparent. It means they're not even there. He's a ghost. Casper, he's a ghost. He's not going to be present in the child's life. He's going to jail. He's a stain on you, but you are his biggest achievement. Like, they will put it on his tombstone. Biggest achievement in life. Impregnated Skai Jackson. Disney star. Disney Chanel bitch star. Well done. And mum and daughter trying to do damage control. Another thing is, for Skai had to have seen something in this man. She had to. Otherwise, why even bother? And I know her character's been in question a long time. There was that whole situation with I want to be happy for Skai Jackson, but she's pregnant by a broke albino hood monkey that already has 3 kids. My broken glass. I want you guys to really understand. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Malik is me. Oh. Got other kids, and his first baby mama complained about him being a bum and not taking care of his kids. I love this conversation. I think this is a great place to segue into something else. And that something else will be maybe Cash Doll. Let's talk about Cash Doll a little bit, because I actually just found something out about Cash Doll that kind of hurt my feelings. Oof. Okay, before we segue into her, look at this clown ass, but wearing the hat that she got him, because I know that brand. It's that Loverboy brand. They're like £110. He ain't got that. He ain't got shit like that. Let me see. So let's see.
Boy, you need to stop doing that, girl. Like,
What's he saying?
bruh, y'all talking about doing it. Like, what? I ain't do shit. And I'm single. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Baby girl, you ain't know I'm good for domestic violences. On life, we'll both go to jail, beating on each other. Smile in my mugshot.
You know, 2 things so we can conclude this conversation, because I've had enough. Like, mentally, I've had enough, and I feel like I don't want to bore you lot either. I want to move on. It's just that there was so many nuances to really explore here. And let me just put on more clown makeup, because obviously this is the biggest clownery I've ever seen in my life. So I'm just going to put on a little bit more of my clown makeup to represent clownery, because nothing about this man screams father. And my thing is, I'm neither pro-life or pro-choice. I am pro, I don't know. I'm pro, like, case by case, because I've been in a place where I had to make a very difficult decision. And I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it now, or if I'll talk about it another day, just to see how people receive and respond to this, because I need people to understand that, like, everything I've said, jokes or not jokes, it's really come from a place of love, and it's very deep. to me emotionally. And I'm also a woman who's experienced like serious medical neglect. And when I speak to other women who look like me, they say the same. And I have a lot to explore, and I need people to realize that abortion isn't something that is fun. It's not a walk in the park. It can either be via a pill that you take, or it can be done via surgery. And it is very devastating on a woman's body. And, like, you need someone to come and get you after. You're going to be on certain, you're going to be in a lot of pain, a lot of pain. And to me, that's not a very light conversation to have, I am very much in support of women having choice over their body. That is not even a non-negotiable. That's not even negotiable. What the hell? Because if we're going to police women's bodies and govern and politicize women's bodies, then we have to politicize men's penises, okay? Because a lot of men have a huge issue with vasectomies, even though they should have them. Especially those of you that are out here with multiple kids in multiple places, dealing with serious identity crisis, not even realizing how your actions, your selfish actions, have affected your kids and your lineage to come, and how they're very likely to not repeat generational curses. Because it's not a generational curse, it's actually generational patterns. Right, okay. So I say all that to say that that's a conversation that doesn't need to be, had with like virtue signaling. People love to virtue signal and holier than thou and like, nah, that's not how I roll. I roll on facts. I roll on the fact that nothing is black or white. Everything is grey. And we must actually, properly look at this and, you know, see it in all aspects of it. So when I look at this, I'm like, nothing about this man gave father. And he also has already had fathered children. You've come into this relationship childless. So it's not that you're having a blended family. It's you've come in and you've taken all of the risk for nothing in return. Equally, primary responsibility of raising that child is going to fall on you. Naturally, societally, all that kind of stuff. Unless you say, fuck it, I'm gone. And decide to disappear and leave or put your child in foster care or whatever, which is obviously your choice and your prerogative, but you will get a lot of shame for that, whether you shame yourself, whether other people shame you. So, also, another thing is women, this is why I keep talking about this whole girl code thing and women needing to decenter men, because when you believe that a man is the be all and the end all, you will look at his actual history, like as someone who does things like that is based in science or maths or social sciences or we have experiments, and the reason why we have experiments is to collect data, and the reason why we collect data is to analyze data to identify patterns and trends and to see if things correlate. So if you knew that he has children elsewhere and he never committed to those women, he never committed to looking after these kids, and his paternity, his actual decisions as a man regarding his family have been poor, why do you believe that you're the exception to the rule? Why do women believe that they have the capacity to change a whole other person who's an autonomous being? Why do they think that their poussoir is better than the next woman's poussoir? Now, I can't lie, some of us be doing Kegel. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But I believe that we have seen in this world that a lot of people will do anything with a hole. Anywhere there's a hole, babe. It doesn't matter if it's a horse. It doesn't matter if it's another person, man, like cross strap. It doesn't matter. If it's got a hole, whether that hole can self lubricate or not, if it's got a hole, baby, something's getting stuck in it. So we have identified that it's not about that, because I think even you lot, I saw you lot on Twitter, on TikTok, dragging the babe that's come out to expose that she slept with Molly May's man. Oh yeah, let's do the research. I saw, and that's why. This is why. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I'm like, damn. I can't even stand up for bitches. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't even stand up for my fellow women, because it's like you lot just embarrass me every time. I'm like, yeah, I've decentered men and I support women and I'm a girl's girl, all that kind of stuff. You lot just embarrass me, man. Embarrass me all the time. So let's see if that video is actually gone good for her. Yes, 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 yes. So this whole thing that's been going on with her and Tommy Fury, right? So I don't know what the girl's name. Girl breaks Molly May's relationship, because that's the narrative you lot were painting, that this girl, this random chick, yeah, that does what she does best. I love hoes personally. I'm telling you something. I support and endorse all women who say that they are hoes, whores, ashawo, whatever. Because you know, at the end of the day, yeah, men will always give you that label. Once you're sexually liberated and you do whatever the fuck you want, you're either a witch or you're a hoe. And we've been killed for less. Do you know what I mean? Once upon a time, we were all called witches for having periods and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't really, when men talk, I just I just shit. Like what can I say? It just is what it is. Once you're in your power. That's why a lot of guys hate Megan Thee Stallion, because she's hot. You can't say she has a BBL. Do you know what I mean? She's got great knees. Do you know what I mean? She's open with her sexuality. She don't give a fuck, and she's about that life. And she gets her coins. So it's easier to call her Ashawu than to say describe her how I just described her. And she's breaking. She's not into societal norms. Like, she's not confined by religion. She's not confined by what men tell you what they want in women, which is the submissive, the kind, covers up her breasts, all that kind of stuff. Like, because the reason why I'm talking about that is like that whole DDG and Haley situation, because I believe that Ruby Rose is actually DDG's type. But to get props from other mandem, you can't really impregnate Ruby. And also, Ruby wouldn't allow herself to be impregnated. It's not like that, at least. Not with nothing substantial in exchange for that her fine ass body to change. Do you get what I mean? So, but Haley, ooh, you get props for her from the man them. Do you know what I mean? She's coveted. She's the girl that is innocent looking, but a lady, freaking the lady in the streets, freaking the sheets. Do you know what I mean? So presentability and like respectability politics, she fits that description. But Ruby Rose is his actual type, and most men's type. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. There's a reason why these OnlyFans subscriptions are making these girls money. They'll call them anything for a child of God and say that, oh yeah, I can get you for £5, but they'll still pay that £5 though. They'll still pay that £5. Shit. So what yeah. Here we go. Maybe it's this, because it was going viral on TikTok. It was some babe. My thing is, like I said, Tommy couldn't even fucking spell, and she allowed herself to get pregnant by Tommy. Tommy can't spell for shit. He seems slow as fuck. Do you know what I mean? But that's her choice though. Shit. Couldn't have been me. Unfortunate. I can't believe people couldn't even like comprehend that they split when Tommy can't even formulate like a real sentence. Like, people kill me. Seriously. People kill me. And I hate that you lot even idolize people's relationships, because all relationships have their ins and outs. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be perfect. Oh shit. I'm just gonna continue as a guest. Molly, May, Tommy, Fury. The reason why I said I can't really defend women, is because you lot like to pick. Yeah, so this is the video we're about to talk about it. Yeah, you lot focus on everything except the point. That is why I find it so difficult to defend women. I don't know if it's because we have formulated relationships where we come into circles and be delulu together and be delusional and try to interpret his actions. Oh, he's not texting me back. Oh, that just means he's busy. Like, he's got his own things going on. He's planning something for you. Meanwhile, he just doesn't give a fuck. Fuck. Okay, hold on one second. I guess I gotta sign in just to use this. So let me sign in quick. Bear with me, guys. I think it's really important you see this video, because I saw everyone call her ugly, but I saw no one actually really hold Tommy accountable to be like, why was this man actually, you know, why did he not value his family over his own worldly desires? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't understand when women try to like bring down the side chick or try to fixate on the side chick. And I'll tell you why, because I've been in situations like this. Because I remember one time, yeah, real talk before we play the video. So basically, there was like some guy who liked me. Like, we were just friends on Snapchat. He liked me. I'm the person. I told you earlier in the day. I love doing things for the plot, as long as it doesn't have like real world consequences. I love having a very fun chapter in my book. Do you know what I mean? So I'm that person. I could know. I would never let you touch me, but I would still just kind of fuck with your mind for a bit, just for the plot. You know what I mean? So I sent like flirty texts because flirty texts were sent to me. Meanwhile, this man had a whole girlfriend providing social housing for him. She's got 2 kids, right? And actually 3 because he's her 3rd child. Because you girls love to raise men, isn't it? Like you believe that you're, especially as black women, we believe that we are mothers to the world. Like we have to take on everybody's shit, put it on our back, right? But nobody takes on our shit and puts it on their back. Okay, fine. So this is how we got the term mammy, because everyone knows like, oh, if you're ever in doubt, just go to a black woman. I'll prove that video to you in a second. But so she's raising him, giving him a place to stay in exchange of having some piece of a man, right? Meanwhile, none of us have ever heard or seen this girl. He's never posted that, none of this stuff. One day I wake up, I see this girl's in my DM coming to me as a woman about a man that I don't care about, would never breathe next to. I'm pretty sure took out a phone contract for his best friend. The best friend didn't pay and he can't afford to pay either, has no stable income, has no place to stay, has nothing going for themselves. And she really thinks that I am after her man. You see this kind of delusion that women have. Why would anybody with sense, maybe you don't even have to have sense, maybe just with self-respect or like half of a brain or just maybe 2 cents of a brain, yeah, go for someone who has nothing going for themselves and all they will do is siphon off your energy? He's just a little leech and a virus in her life, and I'm glad because she's an awful person and she had the audacity to try to accuse me 2 years on of following him on Twitter threads. Not Twitter threads, Instagram threads. And I was like, babe, that was Mark Zuckerberg. I didn't follow anybody. I'm not even active on threads. I went on there like once or twice. I don't even understand how the app works. And I'm such a sore spot for you in your relationship. And I just don't give a fuck. And it's no dust off my back. And you're the one that is investing. And you know what happens when women really invest like that? They don't want to let go of their investment. They could be cheating, they could be doing all sorts of things, but they've given too much. They spent too much time and they can't let go now. It has to work. That's what they keep convincing themselves. They keep eating poison day in, day out, so that the facade of their relationship and the facade of having a man can go on. Ain't no saving bitches, man. I'm tired of shit. Anyway, so this is the babe.
So wait, are you the reason why they broke up?
Part of the reason, yeah.
And the three
And I
other.
You've got a video of you of Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
She also got with him on the plane.
Yeah.
Wait, you've got a video of him, like you getting by Tommy Fury, no? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I got the videos. But
He cheated on Molly May with you.
yeah.
So wait, are you the reason why they broke up?
Part of the reason, yeah.
And the three
And I
other
got the
girls.
photo to show.
What photo? What photo?
You have to
my
send it to
God.
us. Send that to the group chat. Oh my
Wait,
God.
is he still with her?
He was still with her at that time.
He's
Yeah.
not with her now, though.
No.
Okay.
And he's
He-
reported he's cheated. In
He
his,
put a massive thing out saying that he didn't cheat. But
well, the
clearly
proof
he's lying.
is there. He did cheat.
Did you get with him the same time you got with Tommy Fury?
So Tommy Fury was only this May, just gone.
Wait, so how did you have sex with Tommy Fury?
So it was in Dubai and we was at a club called Drift nightclub.
I just realized that there's music playing in the background and it's like Glorilla song. I don't want to get
He cheated on Molly May with you.
Yeah.
So wait, are you the reason why they broke up?
Part of the reason, yeah.
And the three
And I
other.
okay, I think we've gotten enough data. You know, fixating on her looks to, help you, especially women, lick their wounds. Like, oh, he cheated on me, but she's a downgrade. Like, for me, what does that say about their relationship? It means that, like, I don't respect you, period. We need to focus on Tommy's lack of respect for Molly May, who is not only someone who was a pivotal point in their life, the whole Love Island thing, but is also the mother of his child. And he has absolutely no respect or fear in his heart or in his eyes or nothing for her. That is what I wanted the conversation to be about, not about this girl's looks. Again, women missing the point. Just missing the absolute point. I need women to realize that it's not a looks thing. Your BBL, bleaching your ass, bleaching your vagina, having a BBL, having a 40-inch bust down, looking beat every day. Babe, when I say it's got nothing to do with your looks, your weight. Let me tell you something. Have you ever been in Greenwich and seen them buck-tooth women with their hair just like this, married, pushing buggy in Greenwich? No BBL, no fat ass, no Pilates body. Not to say that it hasn't worked out for women who meet those standards. It has, definitely. But what I'm saying is, it's about whether the partner that you're with actually respects you. It's not about looks. It's not about comparison. People just zooming in on her face like, oh, he cheated on her with her. I can't believe it. How can you cheat on her with her? Forever missing the point. It's not about looks. What did I say earlier about holes and men? Men, anything with a hole, babe. This is why some women are out here, yeah. They can't keep their man at home, so much so that they actually do a backdoor, even though they don't enjoy it, but just to try to see if they can satisfy their man's sexual palate. And he knows that you don't enjoy it, and he's still doing it to you. Ah, let me put on more clown makeup. I must carry the cross for women. I must. Because if not me, who? So like I saw this and I just need women to understand it's not about being the baddest bee or having like you nipped and tucked, and it's just not about that. It's about whether your partner respects you and respects what you have. That's it. It doesn't matter what she looks like. She could have been the baddest bee. Are you not trying to tell me that if she was bad, that would have made it better? Ooh, and people trying to say that she's seeking male validation. What she's gone on and done is told the truth. Told the truth and has exposed that what you see on Instagram isn't always real. And that these guys on the podcast, like I said, what will men do? Men will take from you. What did they even say to her? Yeah, put that in the group chat. A sexually explicit video of her with another man. You told her to put it in the GC. I don't even want to get into GCs and guys, especially here in the UK. I've seen some fucked up things since BBM days. I don't even want to get into that disgusting. Some of these guys are just disgusting, deplorable. Like you go through their phone, they're sending sexually explicit videos of girls and women they've been with for brownie points and validation from their man. They want their boys to see their dick in something. Men will take from you whatever you give. Men take from you even when you don't want to give. Men take without consent. What do you think they will do when you actually give it? If these men were responsible, they would have said, they would have held her accountable, like, but you are aware he was in a public relationship with another woman who was not only pregnant but vulnerable and all these kind of things. Why do you think that's acceptable behavior? Not to even say that she should even hold responsibility because she's not the one in the relationship. So technically, I can't expect anything of her as an outsider. I can only expect of the two people who said, "Hey, me and you are together." I can only really hold the two people in that relationship accountable. But they could have nipped it in the bud, but instead they asked for her to put it in the GC. That's all it's about. Taking. And they use this to capitalize. Because anybody ever heard of these three? Look at them. They're in some random kitchen. Who are these three weirdo looking? This guy got, there's barely any of his skin left. He looks like he's slowly dying of ink poisoning. The other one wants to put his arm around the guy in blue so bad. Do you know what I mean? The other guy, it's just, and anybody with a podcast, anybody that can afford an Amazon mic has a podcast, which is why I'm here today. Welcome to my podcast. I don't even have a fucking mic. So, like, they could have nipped that in the bud to save her that. But men take. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about how this girl's presented herself to society. They don't care about the impact that this would have had on Molly May. They don't give a fuck. Men don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about what she looks like if she's better than their girl. They don't care. Sometimes they don't even care if you're breathing. They don't even care if you are getting a nut. They don't care, bro. And women typically care too much. Willing to give up too much to provide social housing for men that are homeless. Willing to free it up for men that are homeless. That bring nothing to the table. Meanwhile, men are taking homeless women to dinners to leave them there to pay the bill. Can't make this shit up. And back to my point in terms of this guy having multiple kids, I need women to start realizing that you need to actually look at a man's pattern of behavior and realize that you're not the exception to the rule. Which is another reason why I believe that cult code is not real, because you lot think that you will be the exception to the rule. You think you're the better than the last woman. Not me though. The man will be telling you, oh, you taught me how to be a man, babe. You taught me how to be a man, baby. Like, I can't chat to these other girls the way I chat to you. You know what I mean? These other girls haven't made me feel the way you make me feel, babe. Do you want me to draw a beard on my face so you lot actually get the image? So I'm a beard and I'm a clown at the same time. So you don't think I'm playing with you today, like. That's all it takes for you lot. Just a little bit of a beard. And they're 6 foot, because you guys are like 5'5". You're asking for a man that's 6'7". Just look at your mouth. Can't defend you hoes, man. Nah, shower you be. Me too. I might shower as well. But I say this all to say that, like, I need women to stop thinking that they're exception to the rule. That a man will be different for you. You're not God. You're not anything like spectacular alien that came from the planet. And also, why do you even want to have the responsibility of changing a man or adapting another individual who is autonomous and who's been given free will? Why the fuck do you want that kind of responsibility? And why do you want someone to show up in a way that's not actually their true self, where they would have to act to be what you want to perceive them to be rather than who they actually are? Okay. So we've got Cash though. How long have I even been live for? Shit, I feel like I've been live for ages, just yapping. How long have I been live for? Let me check. Because I gotta conclude this. I started at 6:45 in it. I'm approaching 2 hours. I'll get off in 25 minutes. Let's conclude this quickly. Run through this topics. At least you lot will have me for background noise throughout the week. Just check in the comment section and see if I've got any comments. Hi, it's the person that waved at me. Right. So, yeah. This is Cash Doll, right? So, Cash Doll's one really hurts me. The reason why it hurts me is because I think Cash Doll is amazing. I think she's incredibly smart. She's someone that I actually looked up to as well. I still kind of, admire her. I admire her very much. I think she's a boss. I feel like she's the type of person, if she puts her mind to something, she'll get it done. She doesn't make excuses. I feel like she's a lyricist, a poet. She gave us the Cash Commandments. She also gave us For Everybody. And I feel like I really want to look into these. Yeah, look, it just comes out like, even Google knows, man. Google don't play about Cash Doll over here. So, the reason why I'm bringing up her lyrics is because Cash Doll strikes me as a woman who appreciates family and also recognizes the institution of marriage. And the patriarchy did invent marriage. I'm gonna give you that. I'll be real. Do you know what I mean? And I get that. And like, I feel like one of the reasons it gave that to women is because the patriarchy knows that men ain't shit. Do you get what I mean? Like, period. And obviously, it's not going to be all, but it's going to be the majority. So they knew that there has to be something where they can be held accountable for their actions. Do you know what I mean? And you as a woman can also be held accountable for your actions. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be it's going to be like a fault, even though they're trying to include like this no fault divorce and stuff like that. But still, you know. So I know that she's someone that wanted marriage, because when I look at this video, I've watched this video a couple times. There's the wife and there's the side chick. The side chick is never going to compare to the wife, and I know that women have tried to rationalize men having side chicks over the years, like, oh, they can't, men have no self-control. I think it's an insult to a man to say, hey, I expect you to not be able to govern your body and protect your temple because I don't think you're capable of it, even though you're an adult male. I think that's an insult to a man. I think any man who someone says that to them, they should be insulted by it because they're basically saying you have no self-discipline or self-respect. That's really what that is. So, yeah. Or because, and then try to put it on the, boys will be boys, men will be men, or, not hold them accountable, say that they mature slower, or that they're too dumb, to keep 100, keep it a buck with you. But you need to keep it a buck with them. Right, okay. So when I look through these lyrics, right, like she acknowledges here, the side chick is saying, yo, men are groupies, which I'm starting to realize a lot of them are. Not all, but a lot are groupies. And I don't know, it's a concoction of things. It's a concoction of being socialized to abuse women and get away with it and be protected by laws and not be held accountable in any front, and to blame women, to ask them, what did you wear? Like, what did you put out there? This somehow has to be your fault that this man has hurt you. It has to be. Why would he hurt you? Do you know what I mean? Like, what did you wear? What do you look like? It doesn't matter if you want a tracksuit and you were wearing a bonnet. Do you know what I mean? And someone just decided to violate you. Do you know, like, what did you do? Like, that kind of thing. And even for us to not even feel comfortable being able to say that we're victimized, because there might not even be any recompense. I can't tell you the amount of women who, like, I don't think I've met a woman who hasn't faced some sort of sexual violence or sexual assault in her life. I don't think I've met one. And for the most part, there is never any true penance paid. These abusers don't really truly really pay all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very rare. And some people's cases, they just kind of have NFA, no further action, and that's it. And they have to live with that for the rest of their life, or blame themselves, or try to scrub their body in bleach. So I say all that to say, yeah, she acknowledges that that a lot of guys are groupies. Fair enough, right? And the wife is obviously saying, nah, girl, not mine. But you could be for everybody, yeah? So the side chick is saying, all of this kind of stuff, like the side chick's running her mouth because obviously we live in a day and age where side chicks don't have shame no more. Nobody has shame. Shit. That's why do you think I'm wearing clown makeup? Let me add extra for all the clown side bitches that don't know that their job is just to fucking suck and be quiet and enjoy the money. Because, like, if you're going to be a side chick, be a professional side chick. Don't get involved. Don't get your emotions involved, dummy. Like, the whole point of being a side chick is that you enjoy a man and you run his pockets and do whatever you want to him and abuse him and assault him and just give him pussy where he wants to, but you shut up and you never speak to the wife. You don't breathe the same air as the wife. Ever. That's the whole point, right? I think there was even a people like Italians or like even like Sicilians, like if they were to have entanglements, if the Ashawo even opens her teeth to spell wife, like, you get cut off so fast. It was seen as like a respect thing, even though the disrespect is the fact that your man is out there, and there's nothing special about what you lot really have, because there's nothing more special than two people just being for each other. So, yeah. So this is her response, right? This is talking about her perspective, like her part as the wife. So she's saying, I'm fucking up what you make in a year. You ride in the Ubers, I ride in the Lear. We're not cut from the same cloth. And everything has her name on it. Perks like that can only come to a wife. Reason being is because your situationship cannot be legally recognized. Our situationships are not. If I went to the court and said, hey, Your Honor, this man, I've been with him, I've been cooking, cleaning everything, I've been taking it up my ass, all that kind of stuff, I've sacrificed a lot for this man, like, I need to get half of everything he has. That's my recompense for my wasted youth, my time, because he can go out and still be desirable according to the patriarchy and be high value because he's 6'7" and earns six figures. But me, because I've been in a relationship, maybe I have a child now, I'm older, I'm past 30, I'm basically dead according to the patriarchy. So I need some sort of like reparations for this relationship. They'll look at me like, where's your marriage certificate? Where's your marriage certificate? We're not going to give you half of his life insurance, his retirement funds. We're not going to give you spousal support for the rest of your life till you get married to somebody else if you choose to. You're on your own, bitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing actually recognizable. So this is a very powerful line. And the fact that Cash did this dynamic between wife and side chick tells me that she recognizes the importance or something like that if you choose to have a relationship with a man that will end up with a child. Now, if you decide you don't subscribe to marriage, I respect that. People cohabitate, people have partnerships. But if you're going to have a child, guys, women, please demand something of the man. Please demand him to invest something in you of, I don't think anything can be equal to what you're about to do for him, and for his whole life and existence and what you're about to bear for him. But something substantial, something that you want. So when I see this, everything got my name on it, ring finger got his ring on it. Don't nothing move till I sign shit. Power, control, assets. Because what I'm realizing is, guys were told boys will be boys, men will be men to perpetuate abuse against women, and women were told, accept it, shut up, be quiet, don't show you have nipples, or God punish you for having nipples, or what, you cheat on your husband, let's cut off your ear, like in the Vikings time, that kind of stuff. Like, so we've been taught, oh, don't you dare have an opinion, don't you, be submissive. In fact, please cover your whole face and body, but we'll still abuse and persecute you though, and we'll still try to get legal rights to, be with children at the age of 9 years old. And we're just getting to a place in the world where we're trying to stop illegalizing like child marriage and stuff like that. So all that's happening, right? And like, for me, if you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have such a high risk, you need to have a high return of investment. Otherwise, there's no fucking point. That's the reason why people were degens with crypto. Because if you hit a fucking lick, that could change your fucking life. Do you know what I mean? This is not it. And for me, it's like knowing that you have rights and the fact that you can now hold him responsible for his actions and vice versa, really, but mostly him, because that's where it hurts. And everyone always says that men feel through their pockets, not their heart. Knowing that you lot subscribe to sprinkle and like you're trying to get into hypergamous relationships, then why would you have a child for a man who's not invested anything in you? Investing in you isn't taking you to McDonald's or Benihana's or, taking you out to eat. I take people out to eat all the time, men and women alike. Bitch, I have a business card, I got a credit card, like, that shit is nothing. Feeding somebody, are you serious? Like, are you fucking serious? Like, don't ever let a man feel like because he bought you a little 2-piece meal that he's entitled to your body. Please. Please, 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 ladies, please, please. It's just so God. Like, if he's struggling that bad, tell him that you'll be taking him out to eat from now on. Which is why it's really important for you as a woman to also have your own motion. It's important because you respect yourself a bit more and you won't tolerate abuse. So, her saying that doesn't anything move till I sign shit, you might as well be my side bitch. That's some real shit. But I was like, oh. No contact, no photos, never seen him in the daylight. Do you even know what he looks like? So, heavy on this though. Heavy on this. Not that these two should have even been having the conversations, but when she says, so get it right, bitch, I'm wife, bitch. This to me tells me that Cash wanted to be a wife and have a family. Okay? And I think she's spoken about stuff of this nature before. So when even when I look at her, she's just incredible. She's incredible. She's so beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. Cash is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. I just feel like her complexion, like she reminds me of my mom. My mom has a very deep, beautiful complexion like this. Not a scar you can see on their body, not a scar. So these were her rules, right? This is when she gave us the commandments. Never let a man fuck you over more than once. Real shit.
Because, like I said, men will take from you whatever you are willing to give to them. They take even when you're not willing to give. You know, everyone always says, "Oh, they're conquerors. Oh, they're they're strong." So it's like, bro, like be fucking for real. Anybody owe you bread, do not accept the crumbs. That goes even outside of like monetary things. Like owing you bread is like just owing you. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like she was really owed in this relationship. This one because girl code doesn't exist. Women are fake as fuck. Today she call you sis, tomorrow she's enemy, 100%. Especially over some penis. I promise you. So yeah, keep the family first and put them in front of everything. That's like actually realizing that things are bigger than you. And I feel like more people need to really realize that. And yeah, so I really love these commandments. Do you know what I mean? And I think this was also very important. You see this one about broke ones being usually insecure? That comes from that whole patriarchy expectation of men and how they're supposed to define their masculinity. And he is a huge example of that line. This is an insecure man who is also illiterate. So he's a double I. Um, and yeah, and then the ones like go for someone that's real and loyal because there's some stuff that you cannot teach. So I found out that this guy, her baby dad, is apparently an artist. I've never heard his music. If you've heard his music, please leave a comment. I've never heard this man's music in my whole entire life. He's tiny. I don't know what she ever saw in him. I would have made a better father than this guy. She should have told me if she wanted a baby, I would have had a baby with her. You know, and yeah, but this is it. And you know what's so crazy in this video? I've seen this video. He said something that was just so dumb. Like, I don't know if we can play it. Shopify, please. I also found out that she obviously Cash though came into this relationship with no kids, guys. This man already has children. And she, oh, Jesus Christ, look how beautiful she is. She came into this relationship with no kids. And she left with kids and broken promises and a man that she said could not mature fast enough, meaning that there were signs already that he was not the ideal candidate for a relationship. I don't know if I'll get a copyright strike.
For the game, for the music scene here. Yeah, you know, a lot of people fuck with.
I've never heard this man's music. I only know him because of her. I'll be real. But yeah, she came in with no kids. I just don't get that. Like I've spoken to Mandem, yeah, because it's really important, girls. I really encourage you lot to have platonic male relationships, so you can really understand the way men's minds work. You know, they love to say that they're very territorial, right, and they don't want no one around their babes and all that kind of stuff, right? And it's like, okay, if that's the case, then why would you want your? Because you know, people always say, hey, till you're married, you're single. So why would you want your woman to present in the world that she's single if you're extremely territorial and everything has to be yours and you have to divide and conquer, right? Another thing is, I see a lot of you trying to rationalize this whole thing about like not getting married but having kids as like, oh, you know, like having kids is just a walk in the park, like, which it is, by the way. Any two fucking dum dums can have kids. I promise you. Any two idiots can have kids. But hopefully, to make a real commitment between, I don't know, man, God, your family, whatever, that you've chosen a person for your life. If you even subscribe to monogamy, if you believe that's how you would like to present yourself in the world and that's what you want, do you think that that is not something that could obviously be, you know, I don't know, settled in court, like if you had to get a divorce, but a child who will exist their entire life, which by God's grace will be, you know, 100 years plus, to think that 100-year plus commitment is different to something that could be made indifferent in the first year of your marriage where you just go and get a divorce is crazy to me. And if it's not a big deal, which is why you lot don't want to do it, or you've convinced yourself, or you've allowed men to convince you to have access to you with no real investment into you, with the whole notion of it doesn't mean anything. And if it doesn't mean anything, why not just do it? Because it doesn't mean anything, right? It's no like dust off your back, so why not just do it? Right? Okay. So this man,
had kids outside of the kids he has with Cash Doll, and I just feel like baby daddy and baby mom are bastardized. Like I just feel that way. Do you know what I mean? And my thing is, we've never heard this man's music, and guess what? He just gets to be outside. He gets to be outside because she probably has primary custody. Because I just saw a video from her where she said that she just wishes he would, like, be a good father, suggesting that he could do more, he could show up more for the kids. I don't know. He's got kids by multiple women. And another thing, my thing is, Cash is so smart. So when you see a man who has kids by multiple women, what does that mean? He's not responsible with his fertilizer. And he fertilizes seeds, and he doesn't think, you know, let me create a safe glass house to nurture this seed. That's what I get from that. And it goes back to women thinking they're the exception to the rule. I can see why Cash Doll would think that she would be the exception to the rule, though, because she's bad, she's fine, she's beautiful. To me, she has more of a career than him in terms of music and all that kind of stuff, And it didn't work out. And I know she's hurt, and I'm hurt for her as well. But I do feel like it was avoidable, and she could have come out of that relationship without having to tie them together for life. So I need you guys to understand that a lot of guys don't like you. Just because they impregnate you doesn't mean they like you. Just because they buy you flowers doesn't mean they like you. Just because they tolerate you doesn't mean they like you. Just because they, smash your cheeks doesn't mean they like you. Like, I need you lot to always think of this. I'm going to leave you with this because I've kept you on here for too long, to be fair. I want you guys to understand, how everyone's talking about, oh, guys are territorial, they like to mark things, whether it's the hickey they give you on your neck, so that when you go out there, guys can see that, hey, this girl, she's been vamusing, or whether it's actually fertilizing your seed in your womb. The thing is, you just get fucked. 3 kids a little too late. Ooh. Everybody can see I don't want you. It's okay. I'm not talking about this no more. All love. You will be calling me after a couple months. You my baby mum, I want. Just so that you guys can understand how these men like this, view this like a game, a competition. Because life is a game, let's be real. Life is a game. It's a huge game. We're all in this massive arena competing for resources. And that's why you have certain things in place which try to keep you, which is why when Russia invaded Ukraine and there were sanctions, your electricity bills went up. Even though you ain't got, bitch, did I throw a fucking rock at Ukrainians? Why the fuck is my gas bill and my electric bill almost killing me that I'm thinking maybe I have to go into prostitution? I should start also selling my cheeks on OnlyFans. So I can at least, when my gas bill comes, I can pay it without losing sleep, like without even shivering in my bed. It's got nothing to do with me and you, and yet it affects us. Why? Because what affects one affects all, and it affects how we relate to each other. So realize that there are agents of chaos like this in society, and they will say, you my baby mum, I won. Just remember this. The next time you don't want to strap up, or take your pill, or put your hormone patch on, or, go get tested or whatever, just remember this. You my baby mum, I won. Marked. You're marked. Marked. When you go out in the world and you exist in society and that kind of stuff, like, it's like, this is how they view this. Not as in it's his own honor, but that you've been marked. And he knows that your body will never be the same. You can go get your body back, you can snap back, but your body's never been the same, and that's okay because it's been through something that takes quite a toll on one's body. Like these guys be crying like bitches when they do the cramp simulation thing, and that's why I say abortion is not a walk in the park, because it's like it's almost like a pregnancy simulation where you're going through your cramps, when you're going through those contractions. And the reason why he can say I won is because these guys know if they impregnate you, that they can have access to you for the rest of your life because you share a child together. Whether that's cookouts, family dinners, or that kind of stuff, they know they can have access to you for the rest of your life because you share a child together. And they can say that, yep, I marked her and I will follow her everywhere. Even into the next life, I will follow her. And I think that's so important when it even comes to people like DDG and Haley. I can't believe their name is even the same sentence. Jesus. Another very successful person. And DDG is very successful in his own right as a YouTuber. I know that in media, we have like original legacy media like Disney, like all these things that we grew up on, like she's on the real Hollywood side of things. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers have always felt like they've had something to prove to show that they're equal in terms of like the media front. And there was once upon a time where celebrities wouldn't show their nyash on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Like it was seen as below, and you lot are down here. You lot are for the people. You're commoners, peasants. But now YouTube has become a cash meal for a lot of people, and I think the influence of YouTube is even more significant. And YouTube is actually a search engine in its own right. That's why Google bought it, even though YouTube inflated the numbers and now they're broke. And that's why you look at ads every 5 seconds. I can't control that, by the way. I am not doing that. So I think, obviously, people were looking at him like, why this degenerate? People cussing him out. And I know that's an insecurity for him because I know DGG loves being the center of attention. He gives me very Jester kind vibes, does everything for clout. Like, everything is content. He doesn't know how to not disassociate. Like, even me, sometimes it's hard for me. Like, don't take a picture of your food, Diane. Just eat your food. You don't have to post this on your story. But it can be hard as someone who creates content to like balance associating and disassociating, if that makes sense. So beautiful. Everyone was Disney Princess, The Little Mermaid. I never watched it. I'll be 100. I'll keep it 100. Apparently it was a shit film. And that's got nothing to do with anything, but obviously we had to defend it against all that weird racist ass shit. So I believe that he purposely provoked her the other day when he took their child on a live stream that in Kai Cenat, and people don't realize with the whole Kai Cenat thing is that you have to plan that. Like you don't just show up to Kai Cenat's stream. It's gonna be scheduled for you to come. So he knew that, and obviously they're having conversations. I don't think she's very comfortable the way, he's been made into memes and stuff like that. And she's going through postpartum, which is real. And this is what I'm talking about, girls. Like, imagine even after you've given birth, you survive the pregnancy and all the joys and blues that come with it. And then you have to go through postpartum. You're just one person. And to think you're doing that and your man isn't like worshipping the ground that you walk on. The other day, I went to my class. I went to Stretch and Tone. Like I said, I'm invested in myself. I just want to be hot and sexy and just not give a fuck. And when I find a man that will do anything to impress me, then I'll settle because I'm not necessarily settled because maybe I feel like my true love is a woman, I don't know. But I will be with him and allow him to enjoy me because he will do anything to just see me smile. So when I find the person that treats me the best, I will see if I will allow them the honor of being with me. So when I look at this, like I was in my Stretch and Tone class, that's why I'm focusing on just being hot. Being hot, establishing myself in society, and getting into better, bigger rooms and having more opportunities and seeking knowledge. Next week I'm going to Egypt, so I'm looking forward to that. And all the knowledge I'll gain, over there, and how I'll see other people living their ways of life. I'm concluding. I don't want to keep you up too long, and I appreciate the time you spent with me today. And I hope you really enjoy the stream as well, and catch the playback and leave comments and just have a great, healthy dialogue. I just think to myself, like, when I went to that class, I laid my mat next to someone, and at the time I didn't even realize she was pregnant. And then my teacher was like, "Okay, pregnancy, don't lie this way," because obviously certain positions are a bit too vulnerable for her. You know, like lying on your stomach, for instance. So she had to adapt. The lady had to adapt the routine to her needs. Why? Because she's vulnerable, and something miraculous is happening in her every second, every minute of every day for the next till she delivers successfully and healthily for both of them by God's grace. And the fact that even just my teacher who doesn't know her, doesn't need to have to necessarily do that, but still showed her that kind of care, how much more than the actual man that you're with? Then I noticed from observing her and the man that was next to her, who I thought just came for general stretch and tone class, because there are some guys, not many, maybe like two or three. It's predominantly women, to be fair. And I observed that he was like kind of talking to her. I was thinking, I wonder who this guy is. Then I realized that's her husband. And you could tell he doesn't come to these classes, but he's there to support her because she's pregnant and she's vulnerable, and he doesn't want her to be alone in the class. And he wants to be able to take her to and fro, you know. So I just thought, how beautiful and special, and this is how women deserve to be shown up for when they're in the most vulnerable times in their life, when they need to be told, hey, you're beautiful. You know, when they've come out of the pregnancy and they have scars, and you know, their body's not the same, their tummy's stretched, and you have niggas online talking about, oh yeah, like get that tummy tuck. Even when that whole, because I used to love Vine, you know, bring your ass here, boy. That DG, that absolute lunatic, he was roasting his own girlfriend who was postpartum, roasting her. People think that it was just by coincidence, coinciding that she decided to go get a mummy makeover. No, it's because she's not being exalted and honored at home by the man that she craves attention from. He's looking at the BBL baddies on Wild and Out. So that's why, ladies, please just choose wisely, you know, who you decide to have kids with. It's make or break for your life. I'll be real. Make or break. And for the women who say, oh, marriage can't necessarily protect you from that, you're right to an extent. But I have to ask you, did you look at that person's red flags with rose-colored glasses? Because if you did, all the red flags would just look like flags. I believe he purposefully provoked her and brought that baby on the stream knowing that she has anxiety around him being out there like that. The internet cussed her ass out because, we're not really protected in society, and men need to protect the fact, like, when they see an active father in the child's life, they need to protect the whole image thing, because they feel like they don't have enough representation of active black fathers. So they will make her seem like the crazy better baby mom, all that kind of stuff, that whole narrative. That's what they were trying to paint about her. Do you know what I mean? I saw a lot of women throw rocks at her too. That's why women are sellouts anyway, you know. Just to have an aha moment, you know, just to kind of like be like, haha, bitch, you know, like, we told you, and it's just like, you don't kick someone when they're down, you know, and she's vulnerable. She's in postpartum, and the fact that you lack empathy or mercy in that type of regard is just weird. You're a weirdo. And I think also motherhood is one of those things. Women judge other women in motherhood very harshly, incredibly harshly. They'll be like, oh, what, you're using SMA, you're using Cerelac. But you know that babies who drink breast milk are the smartest. What if she's having trouble pumping? What if her nipples are fucking tired? Like, she got sore, bitten ass nipples. Like, there's just so much the woman's body will go through, the woman's mind will go through. And for me, I can't understand why you lot are doing it for people that just don't give a fuck about you. That will purposefully trigger you with your own child. You'll be having a matcha in Starbucks or wherever you lot go to now. Do you know what I mean? To like not virtue signal or whatever. You'll be having, I don't know, maybe your first red label in 12 months or something, I don't know. And then you'll see your baby on stream. I know too many parents that would get 105 PCNs trying to drive back. They'll park in the yellow box. They'll drive on the street, on the road, on the pavement, knock over a couple people on their way to get to their child to be like, what the fuck? Why is my child around people who are possibly taking pills and pretending to be NPCs and like it's just a very chaotic adult centered environment. Like, why is my child there? And you planned this because his streams are scheduled. So they planned and prepared for Halo's show on there. And she expressed that he did that to get her to publicly react, to then kind of swoop in and kind of be the hero and then try to say, oh no, don't cuss her out. Shut up, bro. After then provoking her again online by posting a picture with Halo on Snap. As well as some babe to promote his new music, profiting off her pain. Anyway, I love you guys. I really hope we choose better. I think my situation, I'll tell you a little bit about my situation before I go. There's some other things I want to tell you lot as well, but I feel like I have to see how you respond to it first, to be fair. I'll say my situation, I've just been dealing with some guy for a long time. It didn't start off right, you know, because I was in a relationship that I couldn't really fully end. So I had cheated on my partner. I'll be honest, I did cheat on my partner. So that calls into question my integrity and how I showed up and how I played a part in everything that's come after it. And I think I'm just tired. I'm tired of him. Even though, you know, it's nice for some consistent peen. I get it, girls. Like, you know, like, guys will be like, oh, you know, we just saw, like, people, they do this whole narrative that they don't have no self-control, right? I'm like, but women like you lot tell us that we're incredibly emotional, even though you guys do commit a lot of crimes and kill people based off your emotions a lot. But you know, you guys are the more logical ones and we're very emotional. So if someone's very emotional, then aren't they prone to just doing things on a whim, willy-nilly, without actually really thinking it through? Because that's like emotionally erratic behavior, right? So wouldn't women be more prone to cheat, right? And then when you think about how our hormones go through crazy phases in our life, whether it be, you know, our monthly periods or whether it be our dry spells when we go through menopause or super horny spells if we've got hot flashes or whatever, then it's like, then wouldn't women cheat equally, if not more? You know, like when we see a fine ass man that actually be going to work, like going to the gym and working out, rather than our man that's kind of become a couch potato, kind of shaped like his dad at the moment, you know what I mean? Not really taking his gym journey seriously, you know? And it's like, in society, we really always have to show up beautiful, but then men can just kind of be mediocre looking. So I see what I have to say. It's just like, if we're going to use that as rationale to say why people or why a particular gender leads towards a certain action, then I think we could say that both ways. There's going to be two sides of the argument. So I still have to say that, yeah, we be out here doing our thing too. I just gave you an example of myself, and it was wrong. Literally, there's no way I can justify it. It was wrong. It was wrong. I knew I didn't emotionally check out the relationship. I did try to end it a couple times, but it kept being like, I kept being like guilt tripped out of it, but I should have stood my ground more firmly. I should have. And it just turned to this long drawn out situationship, and then I was kind of like messing about, sending him mixed signals. I went on holiday with next man, like just doing my thing. I took the whole do your thing too seriously, you know. So I just feel like it's ran its course, and I found out that he had been with someone and been with me on the same day in April. And I thought to myself, okay, yeah, that's kind of the nail on the coffin. But I didn't find out the truth about it till like 2-3 weeks ago. So that's my tea. And if I'm going to tell you guys to stand up, then I'm gonna tell myself to stand up too. And you know, stand up doesn't mean you have to like completely flex your knee joint, your elbow, like, you know, your ball and socket joint immediately. It can be a slow, gradual rise to standing up. Some of us we have the, you know, I don't know, the cushioning between our joints to be able to stand up like that. Some of us are lanky as fuck, probably have early onset arthritis and don't take our vitamin C and D tablets, so our knees are not that great to stand up instantly. But we will get there by God's grace. So just think of me with this clown makeup, you know, if you're ever debating whether a man likes you or not. If you have to even question it, he doesn't like you. And sometimes the truth is like, I don't even know how to describe it. Oh, it's bitter. Cola nut. It's bitter. Eh? But it's good for you at the same time. Yeah. Sugar kills, by the way. Just in case you didn't know. It kills. It rots the brain. It rots the teeth. A lot of type of stuff. You know, so things being sweet, it's not that great either. Yeah. So that's my 2 pence. Anyway, I love you guys, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about everything I've said today. I'm gonna go play Fortnite now. That's right. But yeah, I'm gonna go play Fortnite. Maybe order a burger. Call it a night. Yeah.